it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do the reading for the lovely sign of Sagittarius. I've been a little out of whack this weekend, so the readings are all over the place, but I guess it sort of looked like a nice time to have a bit of a break, and I've taken a very slow approach to this weekend. Okay, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and for watching my readings. I'm eternally grateful to be on this journey, and thank you for joining me. If you would like a personal reading with me, or even finding out what else I do, including life coaching, then everything is in the box below. But if you can't find what you're looking for, you can go over to my page at the Aussie Goddess on Facebook. Everything's pinned to the top of the page there, and I'm about to give it a good update, a good overhaul, so go and check. If you like the page, you will also be able to join us for mini card reads, small, what do you call it, like mini reads on Facebook, free mini reads once a month. Okay. Please remember that this reading is only general. If it doesn't resonate with you, make sure you check out other aspects of your natal chart, such as your moon, your rising, or your ascendant, and also your Venus. It's really good to do that to get a rounded picture of what's coming forward for you in the next little while. If the reading does resonate with you, though, make sure you give it a thumbs up so we can help to get the message out to other people and grow the channel. All right, enough blurbing on. We are going to use the gold and black tarot here, or the black and gold tarot, whichever way you want to say it. All right, so I have the King of Pentacles coming up first. The King of Pentacles for me is the husband card. So it can talk about somebody that you're in a committed relationship with. It can talk about somebody you're married to, etc. The King of Pentacles is representative of Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, in particular Taurus. This person is very grounded, very down to earth, very practical. They may be very focused on their finances at the moment, because the King of Pentacles does like his money. He likes to have money in the bank. He likes the stability and security. This is a person that really likes to be very measured in the way they do things. So it could be you, or it could be somebody you're dealing with here. Wow, I've got the work card coming up. Some of you may be moving away from a job, or moving towards a new opportunity here, something that you can really get your teeth into. And if you're taking on the energy of the King of Pentacles, then you're very, very focused at the moment and wanting to advance yourself. So it could be that you've moved away from a situation, but what you're doing here is being very focused on building an empire, building your, you know, your energies up, building your money up, but you're very self-focused at the moment and very much in a place to use your power to increase your wealth or your importance here. Okay, yeah, because you're very focused on the future. This is quite an interesting read here. There is a card of the past here, so I feel like some of you may have moved away from the past, but you're very focused on new love here. There may have been something in the past here that has perhaps set you on a new journey. You could have been in some sort of situation here which was more complex, a complex situation, I want to say here. But for some unknown reason, you're now moving forward to love. I feel like you may have made an offer to someone in the past. Now, if this is in regards to work, then you are definitely trying to sort of build your own empire, for sure. But I feel like for others of you, you're moving away from a situation and putting time and energy into your self-improvement. This is very much about building your own empire, building your capacity. You may be starting to understand your own, I don't want to really say issues, but things that have held you back in the past. So you may be working on meditation, you're investing in yourself here, and this is really good. But for some of you, you're burying yourself in work or trying to improve your work situation as well. All right. Wow, what a beautiful way to start this reading. The Sun card. So the Sun card is the most beautiful card in the deck. Even in reverse, it's still incredibly positive. So The Sun card is a card that talks about joy and happiness. It talks about feeling childlike. Perhaps you're considering going back and working at something that you left behind, because very often for me this is creativity at its best. You know, picking up a paintbrush again, getting back into writing, trying to find what really makes your heart sing. But you're really starting to invest in yourself here. I feel like you were in love with someone, or you are in love with someone, but I feel perhaps they've not accepted an offer from you. So rather than sort of going out and looking for new love, you're either completely investing in yourself or getting ready here for new love. Just trying to be the best possible version of yourself. The Hanged Man. Some of you are still healing here. You are in this Queen of Wands energy. Wow, okay, 9 of Cups. What I want to say here is there's a situation here that you haven't given up on yet. You're just seeing it from a different perspective. So what I see here is there's some sort of happiness or joy that you may have found with someone and something did not come to fruition. But what you're doing here is, instead of getting sad, or you may have gone through the period of sadness or unhappiness, but instead of sort of wallowing in that, what you're doing is going, okay, how can I become now the best version of myself? So either I can create an energy to get this person to either change their mind or come back, or for me to move on and meet someone who's going to make me as happy as the person I've left behind. Because you've got a wish coming through here. And I feel like with the Queen of Wands here, it's like this energy of wanting to really be the most attractive version of yourself, really to be high vibrating and feel like you can attract in whatever you want. I do feel with the Hanged Man, though, there is still this sort of energy of wanting the other person back, but also understanding that you need to move on and recreate yourself. That's what it is, recreation. It's like you're putting this energy back into yourself and becoming more like perhaps an older version of yourself, or more like the version that you want to be. Self-improvement coming through very strongly. All right, we have the Ace of Pentacles coming through here with the Queen of Pentacles. That means we have a matching pair here, husband and wife. So some of you may have walked away from a relationship here. Whoever this is that you've moved away from, you have a very strong soul tie to them. You have some sort of energy of either being married to this person, or maybe you were starting to build with this person. But I would say to you, you know, even though you're moving on, and even though you're, you know, becoming the better version of yourself, there's still this really strong energy that there is some way to sort of bring this back again. So if you're completely disappointed or completely unhappy with the way things are going, I want to say to you, there is a new start here. So it's possible that you could come back with this person at a later date. But the most important thing is now that you are creating a better version of yourself, so that if it doesn't come back into fruition, you're at least being the best version of yourself. Wow, we have the King and Queen of Wands coming through here too, with the 9 of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Wow. Okay, so there's something here that wasn't quite closed out with this particular situation. So I'm feeling you may have moved away from this person, but there's still some sort of unfinished business here. Now, I really feel that one of you may have already filed for divorce, or may already have put things into process, but really wanting some sort of reunion with this person, or being able to make things right again, but understanding too that if it doesn't work, or in the meantime, you're going to work on yourself. And that's really important here, because I feel like it's the key to being able to work back towards this person. I feel like perhaps this situation or relationship has broken down due to a lack of communication. I really feel that perhaps one of you was growing here and the other one was not growing, which has sort of put a divide between the two of you. And I see you turning your backs to each other. But actually, when I look at this, I feel that if you were able to have that deep and meaningful conversation, you could send things in the right direction again. But at the moment, you're very focused on what is it you want, and that's the best place to be. Because if this person doesn't heal or isn't able to heal themselves, then at least you're putting in the work as you go. And we all know if you're doing the healing, you're actually healing your person regardless of the work you do. So there's also this feeling that you're pulling them in the right direction as well. So keep doing what you're doing here. But I do feel that there is a conversation in the future. We'll get a card to clarify that. I feel like you've perhaps moved away from someone who could be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, but there's some energy of walking away, leaving them behind, deciding you can't make it work, because I really see you being focused on yourself and focused on your future at the moment. I feel like there's some sort of past energy here. So this could be somebody from your past here that you've had great love for, but I feel like there's been a refusal of the love for whatever reason. It's really strong energy that something could have come between you. So it could be that your person, you know, maybe isn't really participating, maybe only breadcrumbing you, maybe not really putting in the energy or effort. But I really feel that this could come back together if you were to, you know, perhaps put in the energy that you need to put in to resolve this past issue. There's a great need here for conversation, but it's not a conversation that just sort of sits on the surface. This is that deep, meaningful conversation where you're saying, this has either got to work this way or I can't be here, if you feel like the other person isn't putting in the effort. Because at the moment, what I see is somebody who's walked away and is working on themselves here with the Nine of Pentacles, and somebody who's got their back turned to the situation. So somebody here wants to put in effort, but somebody here is in some sort of denial, which is okay, because that's sometimes the way it needs to work in a relationship, for you to understand that there has been a breakdown and how to pull this thing back together. But I do see you being able to resolve it, but in order to resolve it, you've got to really be willing to put your cards on the table, as it were. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo, Sag or Aries here as well, but there is some sort of wish coming true, so I don't want you to discount it. I feel like you have things to heal as well, and I feel that you're going inside to do the healing you need to do. Sometimes when things break down, we tend to sort of not realize that we've got lessons to learn, and this is about lessons being learned on your side as well. But in healing the lessons yourself, or healing some of the things yourself, you in turn heal the other person. So that's a very positive way to go. All right, let's clarify the Queen of Swords with the Ace of Wands. Definitely a new start on the horizon if it's what you want. There is an ending. So there's an ending to the old way to bring in the new way. Two of Swords. Some sort of decision has to be made, though, in order for this to move. And it's something about you hanging on to the past. So something that you need to work on in terms of past energies coming through again. But this is a destined romance or a destined relationship. It is something that is meant to be. So there has to be some sort of closing off of past energies. I see a brand new start coming through with the Ace of Wands. So I feel like after some sort of ending, there has to be a choice to end something out here. There has to be a conscious choice to end doing something here. Sometimes the Ten of Swords can represent negativity, clinging, but I see the Five of Cups here, and I think there's something from your past you're hanging on to. So you may need to go speak to somebody. Maybe you've got some past energies that you are not working on here. When I see this card, I very often think that people are trapped in some sort of emotive state from their childhood. So it sort of requires you, perhaps, in order to end out this cycle, to make a decision to perhaps talk to somebody about what's happened in your past. You may have unresolved issues here. But I do see that this situation has got a very divine feel to it. This is about destiny. So sometimes we're destined to be with people, maybe for a short time, maybe for a long time, but there's something unresolved within this situation that you are going to be brought back together again to put right. So it may just be having a happy ending rather than ending up in conflict. It may be that you are being asked, because I do have this Nine of Cups, which is the wish card. So it very much says to me that something good will come out of this, but you just need to have that really strong conversation here. All right, Unfinished Symphony, there you go. Can't do it any differently, can I? Card 10. Oh, that's not really easy to see, is it? Let's see if we can get a bit less shadow on it there. Okay, this is about unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practical, radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you're leaving things unfinished, which is this energy here. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. I want to read the relationship message for you though, because I think that's important. Moving on is difficult when love lingers. Things are left unsaid and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart. You can still feel bound up in relationship when closure is denied you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write the letter, make that call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee. For peace of mind, accept matters as they are, make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved, and close the door only on the past so you can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. So there's definitely an opportunity to get this back off the ground again. But as I said, it needs some sort of decision on releasing the past, letting go of negative programming, letting go of, this feels to me like some sort of negative programming from your childhood here. So it may be something you want to look for. But you do have an opportunity to get this going again. I'll leave you with that. Thanks, Sagittarius.